Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the Python program for command line arguments. We should first of all know what is a command line and then the arguments. We know that argument is the parameter passed through a function and the command line is the one in which the command is given to execute or run the program. So we have some arguments which we pass while executing the program and that is called command line arguments. Let us see a program in Python how to access these command line arguments. So the steps involved in this program are: number one, import the sys module to use the Python runtime environment. So we have the Python runtime environment which helps to run the Python program. So in order to use the environment, you have to use the sys module of the Python. Okay, and then assign n as the length of argv, where argv is an array for command line arguments in Python. So here we are having a array like argv. This is an argument variable. It's an array like, and this array is given the length of the array is given the variable n. Okay, so this is the variable which is going to pass through the command line. Using the for loop, print all the command line arguments. So once we are able to access the argv, we are just using the for loop as usual to print all the arguments using the array concept. And then we are going to now sum the values, or to find the total of the values which comes through the argument command line argument. So let us assign the sum as 0 initially as usual, and then add all the values received as command line arguments. As usual, we are going to add by the formula sum is equal to sum plus argv of I, and the for loop ends so that we'll able to sum up all the values that comes in the command line argument and print the sum, and that's all the program logic. Okay, now let us see how it is going to be implemented using the Python program. So for that we have to import the module called sys. So before that, let us see the new terms which I am using here. The sys module in Python provides various functions and variables that are used to manipulate different parts of the Python runtime environment. Suppose if you want to use the variables and functions of the environment, we are supposed to use the sys module. So that helps for that. And argv is an array for command line arguments. So whatever the arguments or the parameters passed in the command line is collected in the array called argv. And then that's the first element of the arg is sys.argv is the name of the program itself. So normally we first type the name of the program and then the command. Okay, so the name of the program is the first argument, then following are the values of the argv. So this is how it is accessed. Array, that is sys.argv. So sys is the module, .argv is the variable from the sys module. The end parameter is used to append a string to the output of the print when printing of one statement is done. So this end parameter helps to continue the printing on the same line using the gap as the delimiter. And then let us see the Python code now. Import sys, we know that as we just seen here, sys is the module in Python for using the system runtime environment, and n is equal to len of sys.argv. Okay, so this will calculate the length of the array argv and store in the variable n, and then we are just printing the name of the Python script, because as we know that the first argument, which is argv of 0, is the name of the program. So that is the name of the Python script, comma sys.argv of 0. That is the first line will print the name of the Python program, and then we are going to print the argument passed. End is the delimiter. As I told you, now it will print the values on the same line instead of printing line by line. Okay, so that is it is equivalent to print ln we are using in the C language. Okay, so now print and println has some difference in C. Same way, suppose if you want to print the values in the same line, you are using the end parameter as empty symbol. So after the one parameter is printed, one empty space is printed, and then again the next parameter, and so on. For that we are using the for loop for I in range of 1, n. So we know that 0 is already printed. Argument of 0 is argv of 0 is the name of the Python script that is printed already. Now we have to start from 1 comma n. N is the length of the argument. Print sys.argv of I comma end is equal to empty space. So now this line will print the remaining values we passed as the command line argument. So that's all, the value get printed. Now we are going to print the messages. The total arguments passed is the n. Okay. Now we are going to sum up the values which has passed in the as argument. So sum is equal to 0. And then for I in range of 1 comma n, as we had just seen in the earlier for loop, 1 is the actually 0 is the starting of the index of the array, but here since 0 is the name of the Python script, we have to sum up from the values starting from 1 position. So 1 comma n, sum is equal to sum plus that is sum plus the argv of I, that is written as sum plus equal to int of. Why int? Because whatever passed is the integer, sorry, whatever passed is always the string. Okay, in either in Java or Python, whatever the values got as input through the screen to the keyboard is only the string. Then we have to convert into int or float as we wish, as we need. Likewise here we are converting the variables into int. This is called typecasting. So now sum is equal to sum plus the value from the argument list. So we have to print the value, print result as sum. Okay, that's all the simple program of how to access the command line arguments. Now the same is given in the as a screen. Now here the difference here is, normally we run the Python program, we save in the Python script save as a Python.py program, and when you run the program it will execute the and give the answer. Here we have to use the, from the run option, we have to use the run customized. We have to use the run customized. That means we are going to run the program using some customized values. So that is what the main difference here, how to get access the command line arguments. Now I show the next screen how it looks after you press the thing. You are getting the next screen. So this is the next screen which shows the command line arguments .py run. In that line we can see the space for the input. In the space of the input only we have to give the input values. This is the argv values. So we are giving space in between, 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. We can give any values, any integer values, because we have assigned the int function there. So now after you have to give OK. So the things to be noted is, normally we run normally as a module. Now we are running as customized. That's all. Okay. But if you just press the sum as customized, run as customized, this screen will open. The space will be given for the input variables. Then we give the values and then you give OK. After you OK, you will get the answer like this. Okay. What is the answer here is the argument name of the Python script, that is the first argv of 0. It gives the value from the whole path from the beginning, from C colon, from the users, from the name of the user, from the all the directories given, finally arg.py. Okay, that is the program. Arg.py is the program. It is giving here. That is the first argument. Then it is giving the remaining arguments passed 1 space 2 3 4 5 6 7, and now all the elements are added. The total number of argument passed is 8, because name of the program is 1 argument plus 7 numbers are there. So totally 8 are the arguments passed, and result is equal to 28. How it is 28? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 28. So this is how the program looks, the program works to work on the command line arguments. Hope it is simple and easy to follow, and thanks for watching.